Hi guys, this is Mr. Tan, and today we're looking at e-business and e-marketing, and we're going to look at the customer relationship management for the online customer experience. And this is very important because whether or not you want your company to be a success will depend upon the lifetime value, the LTV of a customer, the lifetime value. So today we're going to cover and look at the different buying behaviors, reaching and acquiring new customers, and the online buying process. So on completion of this, we're going to be reviewing online methods for reaching and acquiring new customers, via digital media, evaluating different buying behaviors amongst online customers, and describing techniques for retaining customers, and cross and upselling use of digital media communications. So we're going to be looking at these techniques. And very important to maintaining your customers in terms of the long-term value and continued sales and referrals and so on and so forth. So this is very important. So customer relationship management, also known as CRM, this is an approach to build and sustain long-term business for customers, as we've actually stated. So this is the application of technology to support customer relationship management, CRM. And it's a key element in digital business. Building long-term relationships with customers is essential for any sustainable business. And failure to build these relationships largely caused the failures, of many .coms, following huge expenditure on customer acquisition. And this is the point, it's not just about spending money in terms of your ad impressions, conversions to click-throughs on your website, and then to get the lead opportunities and then conversion to sell. We know that, and we've looked at that in the previous sessions. But what we're talking about here is, do you have the right appropriate systems, databases in place to be able to manipulate the data that you have in terms of your customers who've previously bought from you, so that you can use this data to data mine, to cross-sell, upsell, to email, and so on and so forth, which we're going to look at later. So again, this is about customer relationship management systems and processes within your business to be able to carry out good customer relationship management. So absolutely necessary to be built into your business. So we can look at the customer life cycle. The stages of each customer will pass through a long-term relationship through acquisition, retention, and extension. So we're looking at the selection process first. What selection? And again, I know it talks about targeting here, but before targeting, you've got segmentation, and how are we actually segmenting the market up: geographic, demographic, psychographic, behaviouristic, and then the variables within those. And so then that leads on to targeting. Targeting in terms of customer selection. What is their value? What is their life cycle? And where do we reach them? This moves on to customer acquisition. Targeting the right segments. Minimize the acquisition costs, optimize service quality, and use the right channels. And then we move on to customer retention. Customer retention in terms of understanding individual needs, relevant offers, for continued usage of online services, maximize service quality, and use of the right channels. And then customer extension, cross-selling, upselling, optimize service quality, use of the right channels. So we're going through a process here, and these are the 4 classic marketing activities for CRM. So, and they include selecting, acquiring, retaining, and extending. And then you have obviously the customers. So and when you think about it, how are you going to be able to select, acquire, retain, and extend? Do you have the right databases within your organizational structure? Are you able to manipulate the databases in your organizational structure so that you can choose and select different fields to give you different reports to see who you want to target and cross-sell and upsell and so on and so forth. Because if you don't have the right customer relationship management systems in place, then you're not going to be able to achieve this. Customer selection. Customer selection means defining the types of customers that a company will market to. It means identifying different groups of customers for which to develop offerings and to target during acquisition, retention, and extension. Different ways of segmenting customers by value and by the detailed life cycle, with the customer are reviewed. From a digital business perspective, we may want to select target customer types, who have adopted e-channels. But again, we're kind of like mixing up, we're talking about segmentation and targeting. But, when we look at segmentation, which we looked at before, then you have to think about the different segmenting types in terms of, geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behaviouristic. And then breaking down within each of those areas of segmentation, the different variables which you want to use to break up, if it's behaviouristic or psychographic, in terms of their behaviours and what channels they use, how they actually buy online. But also the type of people you may be targeting as well, in terms of the age categories. Is it by income brackets? Is it by ABC1 type classification customers, and so on and so forth? Then you go into the targeting of those different segments and the individual variables within those areas of segmentation. Customer acquisition. This refers to marketing activities intended to form relationships with new customers while minimizing acquisition costs and targeting high value customers. Service quality and selecting the right channels for different customers are important. Customer retention refers to marketing activities taken by an organization to keep its existing customers. Identifying relevant offerings based on their individual needs and detailed position in the customer life cycle. So the number of value purchases is key here. Customer extension. This refers to increasing the depth or range of products that a customer purchases from a company. This is often referred to as customer development. Even if you think of Victoria plumbing or Victoria bathroom suites, how many times have their customers gone back to them to buy other items? So they might buy a bath, but then they might go back to them to buy the shower, or they might go back to them to buy other product items in relation to the bathroom, or other products that they sell, cross-sell in the house. So again, how much do Victoria plumbing and Victoria products actually use customer development to increase their sales? So there are a range of customer extension techniques for CRM, and these are particularly important for online retailers. And these include to resell, selling similar products to existing customers, particularly important for B2business to business contexts, and rebuys or modified rebuys. Cross-selling, selling additional products which may be closely related to the original purchase, other items in the bathroom, for example. Upsell, a subset of cross-selling, but in this case, selling more expensive products. Reactivation, customers who have not purchased for some time or have lapsed can be encouraged to purchase again by sending them out emails, by getting in contact with them, by providing a promotional offer. Referrals, generating sales from recommendations from existing customers. Marketing applications of CRM, Salesforce automating, making this automated. The SFA, sales representatives are supported in their account management and phone-based sales through tools to arrange and record customers' inquiries and visits. So here, as long as you have, again, we come back to the right processes and databases and systems in place within your company, to be able to obtain this information and also manipulate the information so you can see the best people that you want to target in terms of the minimum cost, targeting the optimum customers. Customer service management. Representatives in contact centers respond to customer requests for information by using an intranet to access databases containing information on the customer's products and previous inquiries. And that's okay and that's fine, but do you have an intranet to access the databases, and do you have the databases in place to be able to acquire this information of customers' products and previous queries? Is this all set up within your system? Managing the sales process. This can be achieved through e-commerce sites or in a business-to-business context by supporting sales representatives, by recording the sales process, the SFA. Campaign management, managing the ad, direct mail, email, and other campaigns. Again, another database to monitor your campaigns, who you've targeted, what the successes have been. Do you have this in place? Do you have these systems in place? Because if not, then it's going to be very difficult to manage. Analysis. Through technology such as data warehouses and approaches such as data mining, which I'll explain later in the chapter, customer characteristics, their purchase behavior, and campaigns can be analyzed in order to optimize, the marketing mix. So, what is really e-CRM? So, this is the electronic customer relationship management. So the electronic customer relationship management, and it's using digital communication technologies to maximize sales to existing customers and encourage continued usage of online services. Now, e-CRM is the interactive nature of the web combined with email communications provide an ideal environment in which to develop customer relationships. And databases provide a foundation for storing information from the relationship and providing information to strengthen it by improved personalized services. The online approach to CRM is often known as e-CRM, and it is on this that we focus on the next chapter. And even if you think about Tesco's and you think about Tesco's Club Card, well, Tesco's Club Card, before the internet came in, they had their databases, they had their systems in place, and they spent a lot of money developing this and to giving customers points to find out what people were buying, when they were buying, how much they were buying, and what they were spending, and so on and so forth. And now with e-CRM, with their online, stores, delivering to people direct, and now Tesco's are, emailing customers promotions and specific products targeted to customers who they know may want to buy that type of product. They have texts and WhatsApps, and they used all this digital media to target specific customers with specific promotions. So digital marketing activities, which are within scope of e-CRM, these include using the website and online social presence for customer development, managing customer profile information and email lists, quality, managing customer contact options through mobiles, emails, and social networks to support upsell and cross-sell, data mining to improve targeting, providing online personalization or mass customization facilities, providing online customer service facilities, managing online service quality to ensure that first-time buyers have a great customer experience that encourages them to buy again, and managing the multi-channel customer experience. So these are all part of the marketing activity scope of e-CRM. The benefits of e-CRM, well, you're targeting more cost effectively. That means that the marketing that you're spending on digital media, on the channels, and the time and resources used to undertake that marketing, if targeted at the right person who is the most likely person to spend, then it's going to be the most cost effective. rather than targeting someone who has no opportunity to buy because perhaps they're in the wrong income bracket, so they couldn't afford it anyway. Other benefits include to achieve mass customization of the marketing messages, increase the depth, the breadth, and nature of the relationship. A learning relationship can be achieved using different tools throughout the customer lifecycle, and it can lead to lower costs. Customer profiling. Now we can see this database mail here. So, again, I come back to you, and at the beginning I said to you, yes, customer relationship management is important and e-CRM is important, but only if you have the systems in place. So before you're developing, when you're developing your website, and before you go ahead and jump into it, you must think about your customer. You must think about these issues in terms of customer relationship management and how you're going to capture the data through sales on your database, and what databases you're going to build and how you're going to run reports and what you're going to use these reports for and what areas, because not these are not just going to be inherent and built in to your website. You're going to need to build these systems to put them in place in order to to analyze the information that's coming in, to run reports, to target specific people. So customer profiling here, very, very important, but you need the right systems. And the customer profiling is to engage a customer in an online relationship. The minimum information that needs to be collected, in such a online form. Okay, so this is what we can see here. But you do need the processes. I keep saying this is very, very important. What we need for business-to-business sites, particularly for business-to-business sites, is a qualified lead that provides us with more information about the customer to help us decide whether that customer is a good prospect who should be targeted with further communications. So for business to business, this could mean a visit by a field sales rep, staff, or a follow-up email to arrange this. The Peppers and Rogers site, has now been updated to reflect this approach. Conversion marketing. So using marketing communications to maximize conversion of potential customers to actual customers and existing customers to repeat customers. Again, conversion marketing, all very, very important. The process they go through on your website, and then how they're treated, follow-up calls, emails, customer invoices, and even social media campaigns to reinforce the message. So again, very, very important, especially if you're spending money on digital media or advertising or on the promotional mix, then these do need to be focused at the right person. And without that focus, it's going to be very difficult. So for managers to assess and improve the effectiveness of their own CRM implementation, so evaluation using the conversion marketing concept is useful. In an online context, this assesses how effective marketing communications are in converting the web browsers or offline audiences to site visitors to engage site visits, who stay on the site and progress beyond the home page. And where are these people? Where are they coming from? You should be able to see on your data analysis in terms of where these people come from and which countries and what areas in the UK, if you're based in the UK. Engage site visitors to prospects into customers, and customers into repeat customers. So again, very, very important for managers to assess and look at this CRM with the right processes in place. So the online buying process, companies that understand how customers use the new media in their purchase decision-making process can develop integrated communication strategies that support their customers at each stage of the buying process. Okay, so the buying and understanding the buying process is very, very important. A simple model of the buying process. So this simple model is a summary of how the internet can be used on the buying process for a new purchase. So here we see stages in the buying process, and then we've got communication objectives, and then we've got internet marketing techniques. So in order to, if the customer is unaware, so communication objectives to create awareness. Obviously, awareness kind of builds into the first thing, which is in the AIDA model: awareness, interest, desire, and action. So you're trying to take consumers through this stage. Internet marketing techniques. Well, this could be display, PPC ads, EPR, social media, recommendations to create more awareness. Aware of the product need, develop specification. This positions the features, benefits, and the brand. So, and the benefits of those features to meet those customers' needs. And again, in terms of internet marketing, search engines, marketing SEOs and PPC, affiliate marketing, putting your products on different or other people's sites, and also, search engines. So depending upon your product, it's how you build that keyword that customer searches for that specific product. What keywords does the customer use? And once you've identified what those keywords are, you can build those keywords into your keywords on your website and your meta tags. So you build it into your keywords and you build it into the meta tags within the programming of the website to allow the search engines and the spiders to pick up on these keywords and meta tags within your website, thus allowing you to be higher up on the pages in terms of the search engines. And then we have the supplier stage. The supplier stage, again, leading to communication objectives to lead generation, from range of customers. And in terms of marketing, aggregates, directories, and other intermediaries. And in terms of the next stage in the buying process, evaluate and select. And here, the communication objective here is to assist with the purchase decision. Do they need any more information? Do they need help? Do they need any technical advice? And here we've got the, faceted search, buyer guides, detailed product information, user reviews and ratings. Okay. Then you have the purchase, communication objectives to facilitate purchase, with the internet marketing technique with automated email reminders, one-page payment systems, offline options. And then the final stage in terms of the post-purchase, in terms of the buying process, post-purchase evaluation and feedback, communication objectives, support the use and retain business. Find out if the customers are happy or not. Do they want the product to be returned? Is there an issue with it? And if it is, are you going to recommend or suggest something else? Internet marketing techniques, personalized website content, and interaction by the company. Very important. So many companies don't have an interaction. So there is a case study here. So digital marketing. Please find a related case study on Moodle and answer the questions on Moodle Talk. So here's a case study here. Now, differences between business to customer and business to business buying behavior. So the major differences in the buying behavior exist between business to business and business to customer markets. And these must be accommodated in digital marketing communications as regards to the market structure, the nature of the buying unit, the type of purchase, type of buying decision, and the communication differences. So how you actually reach these, customers and the mediums you might use for customers to business will be different, and it will also be different depending upon the purchase and the buying decision, and the nature of the buying unit. So again, this needs to be looked into to adapt your digital marketing campaign and strategy to target either a customer or a business. Customer acquisition management. So here we are looking at techniques used to gain prospects and customers. In an online context, customer acquisition can have two meanings. First, it may mean the use of the web. the website to acquire new customers for the company as qualified leads that can hopefully be converted into sales. Or secondly, it may mean encouraging existing customers, to migrate to using online for purchase or service. Characteristics of interactive marketing communications. These will include from push to pull, okay, from monologue to dialogue, from one way to one to some and one to one, from one to many to many communications, from lean back to lean forward. Okay, the medium changes the nature of standard marketing communication tools such as advertising. And an increase in communication intermediaries and integration remains important. So these are the characteristics of interactive marketing, communications. Digital, customer experience. The digital customer experience, is a brand's total digital experience. Includes a brand presence on different platforms, including desktop, website, mobiles, sites, and apps, ads on gaming platforms, and digital in-store. So the quality of digital experience is based on the combination of rational and emotional factors of using a company's online services that influences customers' perceptions of a brand online. The conversion rate optimization, CRO, improving the commercial returns from a transactional site through increasing conversion, to key goals such as sales, quotes, bookings, or leads. CRO combines customer and competitor research with evaluation of customer behavior using web analytics and A/B and multivariate testing. So optimizing, the conversion rate of sales. And again, if you think about the ad impressions leading to the click through to your website, leading to the the opportunity sales leading to a sale, then it comes down to, in terms of your digital media campaigns, how much is going to be the cost per thousand ad impressions or per thousand impacts, and what is the cost of those per thousand impacts, and how many of those people per thousand impacts are going to lead ultimately to a sale, and then does that sell on the cost of those cost per thousand ad impressions actually justify the cost that has been spent. So the factors that influence the online customer experience can be presented in a pyramid, in a pyramid form of success factors. So we can look at this and we can see the online customer experience pyramid success factors, and in the middle we've got the promised experience, the emotional values, and the rational values. And obviously on the left hand side, obviously the design of the website, the visual design, style and tone. On the right hand side we've got the reassurance, trust and credibility. Below we've got how easy is it to use, is it relevant, and what about performance, speed and availability. And then at the top we've got the product, the price, promotion, and the range. Is the range there? Is the range of products there that the customer actually wants? Interactivity, customer journey fit, flow and data entry, and the service side, fulfillment, support. So these are all the factors that are going to influence the success, and it's going to influence how people feel about your site, using your site, in terms of the values, emotional values, and their expectations in terms of what they want. So these things need to be borne in mind. Okay, so we're talking about performance, relevance, ease of use, design, reassurance, service, interactivity, and product. So all these things must be borne in mind when you're developing your website. Customer experience management, CXM. This is a holistic approach to managing customer experience and customer engagement across digital and non-digital, touch points, including web, mobile, and social digital platforms, in store, and by call centers. Web merchandising. The aims of web merchandising are to maximize the sales potentials of the online store for each visitor. This means connecting the right products with the right offer to the right visitor, and remembering that the online store is part of a broader experience, including online and offline advertising, in-store visits, customer service, and delivery. So, what do we cover today? We've covered the different buying behaviors, reaching the and acquiring new customers, and the online buying process. But all this is based on CRM, customer relationship management, and e-CRM, to target the right people at the most efficient and productive way in terms of your cost, in terms of what's been spent, in terms of your cost per thousand ad impressions. But again, as I started off in the beginning, I must stress that in order for you to achieve this, you must have the right systems in place. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to implement what you should or want to implement if you don't have the right databases, if you don't have the right information, if you don't have the databases with different fields in place, and the different fields which can then be manipulated to run analysis reports to give you a report list, for instance, to target specific types of customers or who have been inactive, and you want to target these people, for example. So you must have the right systems, processes, and databases in place in order for you to carry this out. So I hope this has helped, and thank you today from Mr. Tan.